A so-called black man. These bones been dry for a long time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's time to open up your eyes and elevate your mind. 'Cause we're a chosen nation to preach the world's salvation. Sister, yeah. It's time to elevate your mind, girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're the queens of Israel, daughters of Abraham, a precious diadem to all nations. Give us perfect understanding.
Give us perfect understanding. Give us perfect understanding. Wake up, my people. To the descendants of the slave trade, who are the children of Israel, it is time to come back to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Come out of Christianity and any other religion that you may be participating in. It is time for us to wake up. The title of this video is Let's Talk. Black people, stop blaming whites for your condition. I said, black people, stop blaming whites for your condition. We are in the conditions that we are in because our foreparents disobeyed the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are in the conditions that we are in because of the behavior that we continue to do even in this bondage. We will stay in this, and you would keep giving them praise, blaming them for what's going on with black people, when we have to understand, until we come back to who we truly are, come back to serving our God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the children of Israel, who are the descendants of the slave trade, until we come back and understand that we have to unite as a people and see one another as the children of Israel, so that we'll see that we are the nation that's supposed to be ruling the planet. We will stay in our conditions until we wake the hell up. But let me not just say it. Let's get it out the words of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Bible study, Romans 3:3 and Romans 3:4. Romans 3:3, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? Romans 3:4, God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written that thou mightest be justified in thy saying, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So I made a couple of statements. First, it was the title, Black people, stop blaming whites for our condition. I said that we are in the conditions because our foreparents did not want to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob gave Moses to give to the children of Israel. And that we can come out of this if we learn to come back to who we are. So I'm going to use the scriptures that belong to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and allow his words to be true and every man a liar. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to Exodus 1:16 through 22. Exodus 1:16. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon the stools, If it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. See, imagine if them sisters wasn't united with their people and they was just killing off the sons of the children of Israel. We wouldn't, the majority of us probably wouldn't even be here because we all descend from one of them sons. Exodus 1 and 17. But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. Now, when are we going to come back and fear the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as it is written, not as your pastor's teaching you? And y'all don't even fear God. You don't. Christianity, y'all don't fear God. Islam, y'all don't fear God. Y'all just don't, man. Catholics, y'all don't. Mormons, y'all don't. Y'all don't fear. Jehovah's Witnesses, y'all don't. Seventh-day Adventists, y'all don't. Because these guys right here are the ones who created them religions that you follow. Exodus 1 and 18. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have you done this thing and have saved the men child alive? Exodus 1 and 19. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come into them. Exodus 1 and 20. Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mightily. So that means we waxed, we molded together, we had one understanding, we knew that we had to take care of one another. Pretty much like before civil rights movement. We united, we knew, even during that movement, we came together and we demanded things to change for us. But then once we got what we thought was change, we scattered again and we have not come back together. But now I'm saying we have to come back together, but not only come back together, the way that we came before, but it's time for us to come back together knowing that we are the children of Israel. And now we are praying out to our God, asking the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to remember the covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and come back and redeem his people and put us in the second covenant. We're asking for him to come and redeem us from the four corners that he scattered us. Exodus 1 and 20. Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mightily. Exodus 1 and 21. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. Exodus 1 and 22. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born you shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive. So they still, even though the midwives was wise and didn't do the work that Pharaoh eventually was going to have done anyway through his own people, they refused to go against their own people. And it's time that we get the mindset that we refuse to go against our people and that we unite as a people and operate as a people and do things that are going to benefit us as a people and as the people of the children of Israel, who the descendants of the slave trade are. It is time for us to wake up. Wake up, my people. To the descendants of the slave trade, who are the children of Israel, let's see what the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, book of Exodus 2, 23 through 25 have to say. Exodus 2 and 23. And it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel slight by the reason of the bondage that they cried, and their cries came up unto God by the reason of bondage. So they, man, you remember the first Pharaoh, he kind of took care of us. But the second Pharaoh was like, nah, man, these dudes are gonna take over. They ain't gonna fight with us. Exodus 2 and 24, and God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. Just like now, just like I just said, we need to pray that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob remember the covenant and come back and redeem us. Exodus 2 and 25, and God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them. And he respects us as a nation. Individually, he's not going to respect us. As a nation, he respects us as a nation. So it's time for us to come back as a nation so we can be the most powerful nation on the planet. Once we come back and understand, because I mean, everybody know the children of Israel were the most powerful people on the planet. They just wanted to follow the behaviors of the people that was around them, and it got us cast out. It got us put in slavery. It got us shipped to all four corners of the earth. It got us having to serve our enemy for once of all things. That's what that behavior got us. Now it's time for us to wake up, come back, understand that we are the children of Israel, and come back to our God. Wake up, my people. To the descendants of the slave trade, who are the children of Israel. Let's see what the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, book of Exodus 3, 6 through 10 have to say. Exodus 3 and 6. Moreover, he said, I am the God of the fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. But look who God said he was the God of. He didn't say he was the God of all nations. He said, I'm the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac. That's a bloodline. Abraham had Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And and Isaac had Jacob. Matter of fact, Isaac had Esau and Jacob, but he said, I am the God of Jacob and his descendants. Esau had 12 sons, just like Jacob had 12 sons. But he chose Jacob to be the God of. Exodus 3 and 7. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by the reason of their taskmasters. By the reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrow. Exodus 3 and 8. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptian, and to bring them up out of the land unto a good land, a large, and unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto a place of the Chaldeans, the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites. Exodus 3 and 9. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them. Exodus 3 and 10. Come now therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mightest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. So letting you know that God instructed Moses to go and redeem the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are the children of Israel, who are today the descendants of the slave trade. It is time for us to unite, come back to our God. This way we would stop blaming other nations for our conditions. It is time for us to wake up, understand that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob made a covenant with them, and we are the descendants or the inheritors of that covenant. And it is time to pray out to our God to come and retrieve us. To the descendants of the slave trade, we are the Israelites. We are still living in the land that our ancestors became slaves. Wow. Deuteronomy 28, a great place to start reading. Shalom to the Israelites who are the descendants of the slave trade.
Wake up, my people. If you don't know your nationality, you don't know your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, it's impossible to feel the things in life that you are put here to accomplish. Nigger, colored, African American, black, no, we are the Israelites. We're going to be reading Matthew 26, 7 through 13. Matthew 26, 7 through 13. Matthew 26 and 7. There came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. Matthew 26 and 8. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? Matthew 26 and 9. For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. Matthew 26 and 10. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye this woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. Matthew 26 and 11. For you have the poor always with you, but me you have not always. Matthew 26 and 12. For in that she has poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Matthew 26 and 13. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her. Wake up, my people. Come back to the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To the descendants of the slave trade, we are the Israelites. We are still living in the land that our ancestors became slaves. Wow. Deuteronomy 28, a great place to start reading. With that, we say hallelujah.